All right, everybody, welcome back. We're kicking off the new year with a deep dive into something you might be thinking about a lot right now.
Yeah, especially this time of year. Resolutions, new goals, all that.
Exactly. That whole new year, new you thing. And speaking of new you, we stumbled across this ad that really caught our eye.
Oh, yeah. What's this one about?
It's for these King David Masterclasses, and they promise to turn you into a project management whiz in just a month.
A month, huh? Well, that's a pretty bold claim.
Definitely ambitious. So we figured, why not take a closer look and see what they're all about? For all those folks out there looking to level up their skills in the new year.
Sounds like a good plan. What exactly are they promising in this course?
Well, they hit all the classic project management stuff, obtaining execution, managing resources, all that good stuff. Making sure you hit those deadlines, no more procrastination.
Right, the essentials. The foundation of any successful project, really.
Absolutely. But then they throw in this NETA accredited certification. And I have to admit, I'm not entirely sure what that means.
Ah, yeah, that's a good point. It's actually a pretty big deal in the project management world. Think of it like a stamp of approval from the industry.
So it's not just about learning the skills, but also getting recognized for it.
Exactly. NETA accreditation basically tells employers you've met a certain standard, that you've got the knowledge and skills to really excel in project management. It can be a huge boost for your career, especially if you're looking to move up the ladder or maybe even switch to a completely different field.
So it's not just another certificate to hang on the wall. This one actually carries some weight.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely something worth having in your toolkit, especially in today's competitive job market.
Makes sense. But there's one thing that makes me a little nervous. They call it an intensive 4-week program. And I'm thinking, just how intensive are we talking here?
Yeah, that's a good question. Intensive can mean a lot of things, right? But it probably means you'll need to dedicate a good chunk of your time to this course. We're probably talking lectures, assignments, maybe even group projects.
So not just something you can squeeze in during your lunch break.
Probably not. It seems like they're aiming to really immerse you in the world of project management in a short amount of time. Get you up to speed quickly.
More like diving headfirst into the deep end then.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good analogy.
Okay, so full immersion, got it.
Yeah.
But then they also throw in these phrases like practical, hands-on learning and expert-led sessions. And I can't help but wonder if that's just marketing fluff or if there's really something to it.
I think it's more than just marketing hype. Hands-on experience is crucial when you're learning any new skill, but especially something like project management. It's one thing to read about it in a textbook, but it's a whole other ballgame to actually apply those concepts in real-world situations.
Right, because you can know all the theory in the world, but if you can't actually use it, what's the point?
Exactly. So these expert-led sessions are probably where you'll get to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty, so to speak. They might have you working on case studies, maybe simulations, or even give you feedback on projects you're working on in your own life.
So it's not just passive learning. They actually get you involved.
Right. They want you to experience what it's really like to manage a project from start to finish.
That actually sounds pretty cool. But, they also throw around some pretty fancy terms like theory of change and project management methodologies. I have to admit, I'm not quite sure what those are all about.
Yeah, those might sound a little intimidating at first, but they're really not that complicated. Think of them as like the next level of project management skills, like theory of change. It's all about defining the long-term impact of your project. Connecting those day-to-day tasks to the bigger picture. It's about asking yourself, what am I really trying to achieve with this project? What kind of change do I want to see?
So it's about having a vision, not just a to-do list.
Exactly. It's about thinking strategically and making sure your project is actually making a difference. And then you have the different project management methodologies. Think of them as different approaches to managing a project.
So like different frameworks or strategies.
Yeah, exactly. Some popular ones are Agile and Waterfall. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses, and learning about them can help you adapt to different project needs and team dynamics. Choose the best approach for the situation.
So it's about having a toolbox of different methods to choose from, not just a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right. It's about being flexible and adaptable, which is crucial in the world of project management. Because, let's face it, no two projects are ever exactly alike.
Okay, so that makes sense. But here's the million-dollar question. How can all of this actually help our listeners succeed in the real world? Beyond just getting a fancy certificate.
Well, think about it this way. Almost everyone has projects in their lives,
Right.
whether it's at work, at home, even in their personal lives. It could be anything from planning a vacation to launching a new business to organizing a community event.
So it's not just for people in specific roles or industries.
Not at all. Project management skills are valuable in almost any field because at the end of the day, it's all about setting goals, planning how to achieve them, and then making it happen.
Right. It's about bringing those dreams and ideas to life.
Exactly. And imagine being able to do all of that efficiently, communicate effectively with your team, stay on track, and actually achieve your goals. That's what these skills can help you do. It's about feeling confident and in control no matter what project you're tackling.
So it's about empowerment, really, taking charge and making things happen.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Okay, so it definitely sounds like there's a lot of potential value in this King David Masterclass's course.
Yeah.
But there was one thing that struck me as a bit odd. The process. It's through a personal email address, davidempireking@gmail.com.
Oh, huh. That is a little unusual. You don't see that too often with online courses these days.
Right. Most of them have these slick websites with automated enrollment and all that.
Yeah, that's true. But, I think there might be something interesting going on here. That personal email address, it suggests a more human approach,
More like you're actually dealing with real people, not just a faceless corporation.
Exactly. It might mean you have easier access to the instructors, maybe more personalized support, that kind of close-knit learning environment.
So it might be less about mass production and more about individual attention.
It's possible, and that could actually be a huge advantage, especially for people who learn best in a smaller, more interactive setting.
That's a great point. So taking everything into account, what are your overall thoughts on this course? Is it something you'd recommend our listeners check out?
I think based on what we've seen, it definitely has a lot of potential. The ADA accreditation, the emphasis on hands-on learning, the focus on practical application, those are all good signs. And that personal touch with the email registration, that could be a real bonus for some people.
So it's not a guarantee, but it's definitely worth a look.
Absolutely. If you're looking to boost your project management skills in the new year, I'd say this course is worth considering.
So here's something for all our listeners to think about as we head into 2025. What's one project you've been putting off or dreaming of tackling? Maybe it's writing a book, starting a business, renovating your home, anything. Could this course be the key to finally making it happen? If you're intrigued, I'd say take a leap of faith and check it out. You might be surprised by what a little project management magic can do.
And who knows, it might just be the push you need to achieve those big goals you've been setting for yourself.
That's right. Remember, sometimes all it takes is a little bit of knowledge, a dash of confidence, and a whole lot of determination.
And maybe a good project management course to help you along the way.
Exactly. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Until next time, happy planning.
And happy achieving.